the southbound hike finished, and I'm feeling pretty good. Ankles feeling fine with no issues. The walk was lovely, no wind, beautiful sunny weather, and yeah, had a blast. Wasn't super long distance, so I got to actually enjoy the views as I went along, which was very nice. And got into camp with plenty of time to check out the ruins and be able to set up and eat dinner while it was still light, which was really nice. And all in all, great day. Super looking forward to another pretty relaxed day tomorrow. Good night, all. Lunchtime day 2. Hopefully the audio quality is okay, because I've decided not to fiddle around with the microphone and tripod this time, because I want to get going and not sit around too long. As you can see, the sky's gotten a little bit dark, and because I'm so close to camp that I had originally planned, now I'm thinking I'll go an extra 10k's past that to the next campsite, which then makes a shorter day tomorrow, because I've got plenty of time to do it in, so might as well. And so far, yeah, beautiful views, really stunning countryside. Just, I love the Flinders, and I'm gonna get going. Second day come to a close, and another really fun day. The national parks at the previous campsite where I started at actually had these really interesting booklets, and just has a bit of like the history, some of the things to check out along the way. There's a few ruins of different like shepherds' outstation huts where they'd stay while looking after the sheep. So that was pretty cool. And it wasn't a very long day, so it gave me time to actually check it out. Weather was pretty good, a little bit drizzly at the end and a bit breezy, but nothing too bad. And get to finish up next to another historic hut. This one from 1936 it was built in, so it's doing pretty well for itself to still be standing and giving shelter. But very much ready for bed, as I usually am at the end of a hike. So I'm going to get some shut eye and then on to day 3. No lunchtime update today, so I thought I'd do one while hiking instead. Not much to say about how I'm doing or anything distance-wise. Everything's going really well. One thing that I am loving the most about the Flinders so far is just the amount of variety. Like, just hiking today, I've had hills that have not much vegetation on them, so just give you fantastic views of everything and all the ranges around you. I've been walking through creek beds and just had cliffs either side of me in these fairly skinny gullies. Then it's kind of opened up and you've got spaces where you're out on flatlands with not much plant life around you, and it's just all pretty open apart from the hills in the background. And then suddenly you're in a forest like this one, and sometimes that forest is on the side of the hill. As you're winding along, you'll suddenly hit big open 4-wheel drive track, or you'll be down on fairly skinny terrain. And that's all just today, and it's not even a huge distance, so loving that so far, and looking forward to seeing what the rest of the Flinders has to offer. Another thing I've really been enjoying about the walk so far is just checking out the history of it. So I've spent most of the time in the Ikara Flinders National Park, and yeah, they do really well with their information. So the Heysen Trail joins up with quite a few circuit tracks that you can do, and a lot of them have really good signage about the history of the place, like Haywood, I think his name is, who there's a few stuff named after him because he was the first guy to do shepherding around here and get sheep. And then there's a lot of geological information markers at different spots to check out what the geological formations are around the area. And then there's like a little bit of indigenous history, shared a little bit of a Dreamtime story of one of the spots, which was really cool. And so the park changed ownership. I can't remember when. I only saw it really vaguely. I'm sure you can look it up. I have faith in your Googling abilities. But the National Park changed ownership to the First Nations people of this area. And so, yeah, it's interesting to kind of see that dynamic at play a little bit. And like tonight at the main caravan park area at Wilpena Pound, which is where I'm staying tonight, they're gonna do a traditional kangaroo fire cook-up, which I super hope I do actually get to see, because that'd be pretty awesome. And I've noticed they do a lot of like regular welcoming ceremonies and different aspects that they're trying to incorporate into the park, which is really cool to see. And yeah, I'd definitely recommend anyone to come out and check out the national park, as well as hiking. There's a lot of like mountain bike riding. Currently this stretch of the Heysen Trail is also part of the Mawson Trail, which is a long distance bike riding network. And there's also lots of four-wheel drive roads, which are really cool. A lot of roads that are still accessible by two-wheel drive with just really good views. Lots of really small hikes, so that you're only gone for like an hour or two, but you still get to see some of the history, some of the views, some of the formations. Yeah, all in all, just loving this national park, basically. This hike with nice weather and just good conditions has really gotten me excited again for the opportunity to get some other people, get some young people out and camping. And it's kind of got me amped again for doing this fundraiser and asking you for money. And yeah, it's just a really great experience to be able to get into the outdoors and go camping. And for a lot of the kids at Hope Street, their whole world is basically Davern Park, and they don't really have that much opportunity to get out to other places. So being able to afford the gear so that then we can plan to start getting them camping, getting them to enjoy nature, is just going to be super amazing. So I really hope that you'll take a look at my fundraiser and just think about donating any amount of money, doesn't matter how little it is, just towards being able to buy some tents and sleeping mats, sleeping bags, all that sort of stuff, just so that we've got a good foundation to then be able to just take kids outdoors and just explore and have fun. Because at the end of the day, that's really what I'm passionate about getting people doing.